kept getting me a ton more subscribers. Plus, there was a couple other videos that got me some subscribers as well. But the one in particular, which happens to be the tour, like the kind of walk around that I did of the 1973 Chrysler New Yorker, which blew my mind of how good that was, how good that did. I still can't believe it's getting views. I never expected that video to do as good as it has, but here we are. It has over 12,000 views and counting, and it's got me, I think, almost 100 subscribers. Which means I beat my buddy Novitaz to 3,000 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. You know, and actually I'm over 3,100 subscribers now, which is just incredible. You know, like this. So if you don't know, if you don't really know my channel, if you're new here, whatever. So I am an automotive enthusiast, and this is my main vehicle. So this is my 81 Mustang. I daily drive it. It has a 296 with a T5 manual transmission in it. It's a notchback, as you can see. It's got loopers on it. It's got a whale tail out back. It's got an 8.8 rear end with 355s. You know, it's actually a quite nice car overall. Like, does it have those condition issues? Of course. That's a given. And you know, like, it does have some rust here and there. It's got really good patina on it, actually. And, you know, I am just so happy with the way the car is running and everything, because after I was dealing with something that was a little odd. And that was, so I had this vacuum, but I couldn't figure out where it was coming from on this car. And, well, so initially I thought, well, maybe it's the PCB system, because whenever you play with it, the tone changes, because it was this very high-pitched sort of sound. Well, turns out that was not the case. I thought, oh, maybe it's this gasket underneath the carburetor, because I noticed that there are some chunks missing from it. Turns out, no, that really didn't make a difference with how the car ran, surprisingly. So then we look at, well, okay, what else could it be? And I'm just playing around, couldn't find out. And then today, as I'm screwing around with throttle return springs, because that was a whole ordeal, let me tell you that. So, like today, I you know, got, because I put silicone on the PCB system just to make sure that that's sealed, and it's definitely sealed just fine, so that's good. But it did not fix that vacuum leak. I'm like, what is that? Because I could not figure it out for the life of me. So I put it all back together. I jumped in the car. As I'm leaving to actually go home, this was like 5 hours ago. Lo and behold, oh, I'm driving down the highway, and just as I pull onto the highway, my throttle return spring decides to just yeet itself. So I'm like, oh, great. So the car is now wanting to rev to like 3,500 RPM, and I'm just having to ride the brake quite a bit to slow it down, and basically put it in neutral to really stop it. Which that's the benefit of having a manual, actually, because if something like that happens, you have a lot more control versus an automatic. Which this car was actually born with an automatic, but it now has a T5 manual in it. So when that happened, I was like, oh crap, okay, so I find a place where I can turn around in Beaumont and go back. Because, you know, when I go home, I go through Beaumont, to be honest. When I'm at my buddy Keith's place. I prefer that route over going through this really horrible road that is just really cut up and terrible. Not that I haven't driven that road before, but, and it's quicker than just, you know, going all the way to the Henday and shooting over, but to the Kiwi too. However, so, okay, that throttle return He's an amazing guy. He will hype you up like crazy. He always wants you to have just a magnificent day. And every single time I see his comments like that, it just really makes my day. So thank you so much for those. It's so awesome. And he's, ever since, because I think he came from, if I'm not mistaken, you came from, what is their channel called? Paul the Fox, there we go. Yeah, their channel. And then I was in comments, and then I've been live on their channel once. And like, truthfully, he's just such a great hype man, and I love it. I love it. So much fun. Yeah, that's what I was pretty sure. My brain sometimes takes a minute to really calculate of what I'm talking about. And okay, something funny. I am passing, so on the Kiwi 2, about 40 kilometers south of Edmonton, there's actually a sign, and if you don't pay attention, you won't see it. I just saw it, and it's so funny, because it's nestled in some trees, so at night you'll never see it, because it's not a lit up sign. But this billboard is nestled in these trees, says Flat Earth Society Canada on it, which is just, oh god. Every time I see it, it makes me laugh, to be honest, because, like, it's just like, why? I thought it was a meme when I was younger, and then turns out there are people that actually, like, think that's a thing, and I'm like, are you serious? It's just really funny. Hi, Stacy! How's it going? Definitely appreciate you coming up live, and remember, everybody, just like Tim said, don't actually smash the like button, because I also want you to comment as well. But, just hit the like button. That'd be awesome. Because every extra like improves the algorithm so that more people see this and all that jazz. And every little bit helps. But, yeah, so the whole thing actually with the throttle return springs, that was just quite the adventure. Because, like I said, I had the one that I've been running on the car for months. I decided that I was going to fly off today as I was trying to go home. So I'm like, okay. So I go back to the shop, and I had another one in my glove box. I got it fitted on there, and I guess I just didn't do a good enough job fitting it on there, because it flew off at the exact same spot that I was going onto the highway again. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. So, okay, whatever. So I drive back to his house, I grab his 81 Capri, and I go to Napa and get a few more throttle return springs. And now, I am actually running 2 return springs, which is actually the smart way to do it. But of course, running 2, it was just kind of a pain in the ass to get them bent the right way and all that stuff, and it worked. And thank you so much, Tim. Truthfully, it's just incredible. And Stacy, I know what you mean. Luckily, the shop that, like the garage that I work out of at my buddy's Keith's place there, it's not air conditioned, but it's just a corrugated building, so it's actually quite cool in there, which is such a bonus, and it's heated as well, so if it gets too cold, I can turn the heat on. Friday, so yeah, it's been a good time. I've been working on my dad's Argo. I've been doing a little bit of work to this. I changed the oil in this car, and I also worked a couple of dyno days. So these past couple of weeks, so it's been good to be up here, making a little bit of money, and you know. Oh, so okay, so the wildfires aren't really in Alberta much anymore. They kind of just all, for the most part, died out. There's some minor ones, but nothing too bad anymore. But like luckily we got a ton of rain this past week, so that really helped out a lot with the smoke. Most of those wildfires are in like Ontario and Quebec at the moment, and even Saskatchewan as well. So there's some in BC, and you know, like it's interesting because this has been the worst start to wildfire season that I have ever seen. And like luckily it's not bad here anymore, but for a while it was difficult to even get out of my house because the smoke was just wreaking havoc on my lungs. But now it's not so bad. And which makes me happy because I can actually function and do stuff, and you know, I can be driving the car with the you know, the vents open and you know, the windows down and stuff, because this car doesn't have air conditioning. You see this, you know, my hair blowing in the wind right now, not because the window's open, because it's not. You know, I actually closed that on the stream. But I have, like, what's really cool about early Fox bodies, like any of the 4i Fox bodies that did not have air conditioning, actually have fresh air vents. And the air comes through the cowl, and you have pull tabs inside that you can pull open. And it just, you know, it's designed for, if it's not super hot, it will actually, you know, blow cool air on you, and I love it. I love it so much about this car. Yeah. I mean, I have asthma, so I can sympathize a lot with that. And like, and right now, because Ontario and parts of eastern United States, that they're getting hit really bad with all the smoke from the wildfires that are in Ontario and Quebec. You know, like, cause a friend of mine tried to blame, you know, Alberta on the wildfire smoke. I'm going, not where you are in Pennsylvania. You know, that's from, it is Canada, just not Alberta. So yeah, because like luckily a lot of them got put out here now. There's still the odd one here and there, but it's not like 150 wildfires anymore. There might be like 10, so it's not so bad. But it was just one of those things, we needed that rain so bad, and we got it, which is awesome. Because yeah, it's something we desperately needed. Yeah, we had it that bad for a while, and like, and I know that the air quality down there has been bad. Like, and I pray that you get some relief soon, because that's definitely needed. And ooh, something kind of fun. So on this journey that I'm currently on, I am actually going to hit all fours on my odometer. It's gonna say 44444. That'd be 44,444. Right now I'm only at 44,401, but that's fun. This truck really wants to go around me, but sorry, I don't want to get caught in behind the truck here. How many trucks are there? My God. Wow, it's holding one comment for review, but I didn't see what the comment was. So if that was your comment, apologies. I didn't see what it was, and they're flagging for some reason. Oh. That dude lost his back wheel entirely. Oh, that sucks. And also, Tim, because you're such an amazing person, and I know that you are, you're here actually quite a bit with my lives. I have made you a chat moderator, so congratulations. And you know, but like something, because there's going to be more dyno days that I'm going to work this summer. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. But you know, like it's something that'll be happening in like a couple of weeks. Because I'll be working a dyno day out in Strathmore. That one is going to be interesting because I am going to be like the foreman of the dyno day. So basically, I'm going to make sure that everybody does their job. I will be lining all the cars up. I'll be setting up the dyno a lot more than I normally do, which I don't even know how it all goes together. So I've only worked 3 dyno days so far, so it's not like this is something that's I'm still kind of fresh at this. I know the overall things, but there's a lot to learn. Oh, nice. I don't think I'll be able to. The only reason why is because like I'm going down the highway. I won't be able to hear what they're saying on there, and I won't be able to type or anything, obviously, because that's the thing. Like I'd love to, but I don't think I would be able to, sadly. Because I won't be stopped by then either. Like, but I'm still a good hour and a half out of where I'm going. So unfortunately, and they might even be done by the time I'm actually, you know, back home. Unfortunately. In case you couldn't tell, you know, with the steering wheel driving and my hair blowing and, you know, inside car stuff. In case you couldn't tell. Speaking of which, I have this truck going really slow in front of me. Oi! It's 110 through here, and you're doing like 100. What are you doing there, bud? I want to go around you, and unfortunately everybody's passing me, so I can't go around you. Yeah, like why are you going so slow there, bud? That makes no sense. I never fully understand that, unless if you're in a vehicle that has difficulty doing the speed limit. I've driven those vehicles. This car used to be like that. Now it doesn't have a problem, it just takes a bit to get there. But I don't understand. You're in a Ram Classic with a Hemi in it. You can do highway speeds just fine, so it's interesting. But it's like there are stuff that are going to be coming down the pipeline for this car. Like as an example, I got new fog lights, and they will get installed soon. Soonish. And it's going to be getting a new bumper cover, which will be cool. So it's actually, the bumper cover itself is the lower parts off of an 82 GT. That 82 82 GT, unfortunately, it was just so far gone that, you know, it wasn't really worth trying to salvage it. So we just took everything out of it that was still good. Because unfortunately with that car, we played a little bit of demolition with it, and not like, you know, smashing it up or anything. No, we just tore it somewhat apart. Like, we took the valve covers off of it when we took the intake of the car, because it happened to be an Edelbrock torquer with a Holley 600 carb on it, so that was nice. Unfortunately, like, even that front bumper cover, it is damaged. Because this car, what is the kind of thought process about that car was, we think it crashed into a lake because it had a lot of water damage, and the fact that the transmission literally split in half because of water got into it and froze. So it's you know, and just with the front end damage and all the water damage inside, like, it had to have been, like I said, we think it crashed into a lake or something like that. Which, you know, it happens. It's unfortunate because it was such a nice car. That was an 82 Mustang GT, 5-liter or 4-speed. It would have been an S-Rod. It was T-tops. It had a black interior. Overall, would have been a very nice car back in the day. It even had the Marshall lights, which sadly those were smashed. And just, yeah. Like, and I think, because Keith picked it up as just kind of a parts car, and we took the parts off of it, and then sold it to somebody that was going to repair it, but, like, dude, it was so far gone, it had so much rust in it. And, like, it was so rusty that so there was one nut that kind of just seized onto the stud for the driver's seat. And so what actually Keith did, instead of, you know, just like breaking out the impact or something, trying to get it off, he's just like, screw it, this thing's rusty enough anyways. He literally just pulled up and twisted, and he ripped it out of the floor. Like, that's how bad this thing was. But, you know, it's sad. But it donated its rear hatch to the 82 Capri. It donated its rear louvers to the 82 Capri. And, of course, we kept the torquer because, you know, maybe we'll build a 302 that's really badass. They can actually use an Edelbrock torquer intake. You know, and yeah, just overall, and he has so many parts and stuff, which is just nice. And that's what I like too, because when I go there, if I need parts for anything, I can just go out to his Field of Dreams and find what I need, typically. If not, like, if it's something that can't be found used, then of course I can go buy new, but, you know, 9 times out of 10 he has it. And yeah, overall, yeah, and when I put that GT bumper cover on this car, it'll be a unique look, because I'm going to have the 8-crate grill versus the GT grill. And, you know, my fog lights are actually going to be mounted up higher. And, hey, look at that. This was just passing. That's where, you know, 1 year ago, minus about a month or so, that I was driving my 86 convertible, and the lower rat hose blew off right there the first time. The second time was further up, but there's cops up ahead that have somebody pulled over. Like, why are they in the left lane? Unless there's a... Oh, is this an accident? I think it is. Shit. This might be an accident, because why would they be in the hammer lane with someone pulled over? And there's 2 cop cars, not just one. Oh, this is gonna be great. Without me going 110 kilometers an hour, it gets really bad when it comes to airflow in the car. Yeah, because we're coming to like pretty much a complete stop here, so this is a crash, definitely. This is not good. I hope that everybody is okay. And it does happen quite frequently on this highway, actually, and it's just, I don't get it, because it's just people will not pay attention and, you know, will just go way too fast and smash into each other all the time on this highway. It's not good. See, this is the one thing, when you have a clutch, you know, like, this is the one time where I wish this thing was an automatic. Because now I gotta kind of ride the clutch a bit. Like, luckily, it'll move, but it's just like, because they're not going fast enough to where I can just leave it in gear, I have to keep putting it into neutral, and then hitting the brake, too, at times. Because what I'm trying to do is make it so that I don't have to hit the brakes, and that I can just kind of coast this thing. Just get it up to that speed. There we go. Ah, this blows. But like I said, hopefully the people are okay. But, I mean, and I did see, you know, Shane's waiting on parts, which, that's, you know, the life. Why do you have it geared that way? Like, right now, I mean, I'm going so slow that the speedometer isn't really registering anything. I'm going like 2 kilometers an hour. It's just, yeah, I do not like this stop and go. Yeah, and I had a 273 gears in this thing, and it would do that no problem. Now, automatic, and I mean, I think you're automatic as well, but you're AOD. Mine was a C4. Like, I mean, now I have 355s, but this car was born with 273s. Okay, I love that there is this dart. Here, actually, I'm going to flip the camera here. Watch this. So there's a dart that's right in front of this pilot here, right? Just watch what he keeps doing. Because he's like, oh, you know, he's thinking, I can pass. Like, no, you can't, bud. There's a crash. But watch, he'll do it again. See, like, watch, he's about to do it again to just check. See? There he goes again. Like, what are you doing, bud? It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, and somebody tried to call me. It's like, no, I'm not taking a phone call right now, thank you. I don't know who that was. Yeah, he's just looking when, like, you'll see it when you go by it, bud. This is the one time where I wish I took the scenic route instead of this route. Because this is the main sort of highway that goes north-south in Alberta, but there are alternative routes that I like to take every now and then, and I wish I would have this time. Because, like, you know, the 2A, it's actually really nice to go down there. I am so glad I don't have a super stiff clutch. But it's stiff enough. This is one hell of a leg workout here. Okay, go there. Neutral. Okay, get that more. But you know, and something that's kind of intimidating is, you know, you look in behind and you see, oh, a big old Mack truck in behind me. You know, that is a lot bigger. I mean, its grill is bigger than my roof. But oh, I see somebody who's leaking a bunch of oil too somewhere up there, because you can just see it all over the highway here. Like, it just drips of it, but at least I'm pretty sure that that looks like oil, because if it was gas it would have already evaporated by now. So perhaps, I mean, I don't know, this is either a crash or maybe a car caught on fire or something, but if it was a car on fire, it shouldn't stop both lanes of traffic like this. So this has to be a crash. And yep, so people are starting to merge over now. I'm getting close to it. They have the entire fast lane blocked off up ahead. So this is definitely a bad crash. God, this is so tiring. Manuals, you love them, but also if you're in stop and go traffic, you hate driving a manual. Yep, and now I'm gonna have to let people in too, because like I said, that lane is blocked off about 100 meters ahead, give or take. And I won't say it in feet because I don't know the translation. But yeah, it's fun. Like I said, I hope that everybody involved in this is okay. Oh, there we go. Ah, relief. Just much relief. A little bit. Come on. Yeah, so I'll go here. Mercedes, you can pull up in behind me. I'm in behind this truck. There we go. Teamwork. Yay! Coordination. So this is right at the 437 exit, okay. So what happened? Because okay, they got it blocked off back here. We're still going incredibly slow, like you can see the couple of cop cars there. But at least, now I don't have to like ride my clutch the entire time. But my car doesn't quite like going this slow though. It wants to go a little faster than this, but at least it'll do it. Yeah, and there's a cop on the road over here too, so we'll see how this goes. And they got cones. What is this all about? There's no cars here. Like, I don't see anything resembling a crash. Oh, there's more cops up ahead too, okay. What is going on? Wow, so 2, so that's 3, 4, there's 5 cop cars, I believe, possibly 6. Okay, back into first. Oh, this car so hates doing this. Yeah, and this one's an unmarked cop car too. Oh, God. God, it hates this. It is kind of funny though to see the cop cars, because they have their AC on, and just seeing that, hey look, there's a bunch of water underneath of it, but it's just the condensation from the air conditioning. But yeah, so that was your unmarked vehicle. Here's a marked RCMP vehicle. Like, what is going on? Interesting. Oh, there's a nice GTO on the other side. Oh. Really? All that for a Civic that has, granted, crunched in on the front, but unless if they died, which that's a possibility, but that seems excessive for that. Like I said, unless there was a death. But I hope that, whatever happened there, that it's not too bad. Because really, they could have just had 2 cop cars for that. Simple. But they don't. I don't get it. Oh well. Anyways, now we're back up to speed again. Yay! It's not an enclosed window. And, we can get down the highway. So, apologies for that. I couldn't really read the chat much because, I had to pay attention and not run into, cars that are right in front of me. But, okay. So, that was the last comment there. Gotcha. So, yeah, that... Okay. Interesting. At least it didn't slow me down too bad. Like, yeah, I was going really slow, but, and I'm just so glad that I'm like a responsible driver and everything, that when I drive past police cars, I don't get nervous or anything. It just, yeah, hi, officer, Because unless I was doing something stupid prior, which I've been pulled over once after doing something stupid prior, and turns out he didn't see me do the burnout that I did. He was just stopping me to say, hey, there's a motorcycle that got stolen. If you see it, call us. Okay. Thank you for not busting me for doing a burnout, because I didn't even tell him that. But there we go. So, and that was actually... There we go. Apologies. I just lost connection there for a moment. And hi. Oh, Classic Mobile Home. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the live stream. These lives, I just do them periodically whenever I really feel like it. And, it's typically when I'm driving home from Edmonton, to be honest, but I do them. They can be fun. And, I just passed a crash back there, which, I was very surprised at how many cop cars there were, because, again, you see the damage on that Civic, yeah, it was bad, but it's not like it rolled over or anything, so, I don't know. To have 6 total cop cars that are spanning a ways, I know they probably have to do their investigation and stuff, but it just seems quite excessive. To do it that way, but... Barracuda, it wasn't actually a broken down car. That Civic actually, it crashed into probably a truck or something, because that hood was bent up right against the windshield, to be honest. It was a hard hit. So it wasn't just broken down. But, and, oh, you're from Texas. Hi, I am from Alberta. So, quite a bit ways north of you. So when I do talk, it's going to be mostly in, Canadian and top speed, I understand in miles, not kilometers. Oh, you're in Fort Worth. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I live in a small town called Sundre. It has like 3,000 people. It's not very big. Right now, I am on what is called the Queen Elizabeth II highway, otherwise known as the QE2. I'm headed southbound and going back to Sudbury. I left Edmonton about an hour ago. So, you know, just cruising down the highway. Looking for adventure. Yeah, and I just love, because, like, one thing is, like, if you're new to the channel, if any of you are, this, yeah, I can see that. Like, what is your channel about? Because seeing that is like, what is it about, like, old trailers and stuff, or what? That's an interesting thought. Like with me, my channel is like 100% automotive. You know, I do, like, a lot of it is based around this car, which is an 81 Mustang. It's still not exactly a fast car, but I vastly improved it because, like, today I got to drive my buddy's 81 Mercury Capri, which, granted, is a little heavier, but it's got the same setup this did when it was bone stock. The only exception, though, to his over when mine was like his, is that his has a full emissions delete. So all of the unnecessary stuff has been deleted. The catalytic converter is out of it. The all the vacuum lines that is unnecessary into the hood is deleted, and the EGR as well as the charcoal canister have all been deleted. And it's amazing of how much faster the car is compared to, like, because I kind of remember driving mine when it was stock. I don't remember it quite being that bad, but it was. This car, like, it's interesting. That car makes more horsepower, but this one actually makes more torque. This thing makes 40 extra foot-pounds of torque over that one. I've also got better gearing in this one, and it has, you know, the C5 manual over the C4 automatic. I've also got a 2-barrel carb. I've got an aftermarket coil. He's got a stock coil. Stuff like that, you know. And even like my rear end, where he has a 7.5 with two 7.3s, this actually had a 6 3/4 with two 7.3s. Now it's an 8.8 with 355s, which vastly improves the acceleration by far. And, you know, and even the only thing that actually is a downside, but looks-wise is a plus, is my rear tires. My rear tires being 275 wide and 28 inches tall, this thing doesn't have the gearing for those tires proper, but once I add more power to this car, it'll be totally good. It'll be perfect. I want to put a header on this. I want to throw a cam in this car, and that's about it at the moment. I do want to turbo this thing as well, but we'll see when that happens. Because this header that my buddy is making me is a turbo header, but to start off with, though, I am just going to build the header up and make a block-off plate to block the turbo mount, and do it that way for a little bit. to talk about. Because like there's stuff that's coming up, but I don't really know when it's gonna happen. Like even that Dino Day, I can't really even talk about it much because I have no details of it other than it's in Strathmore and it's on July 8th. That's all I know about it. Oh, that was Tracy. Oh, okay. No, I talked to Tracy in a long time actually, but unfortunately, I'm driving down the highway, so I can't reply back to her yet. I haven't talked to Tracy in so long. But you know, because like with this channel, like if you haven't been here before, I travel all across the province to film other people's cars as well as my own. I do junkyard tours. I do reviews of cars every now and then too, and it's just a very fun time. You know, I try to be as upbeat and fun as I can. Sometimes it's not the case, and I just run out of energy, and you know, that's the one thing. I do have low energy levels. I also have a condition to where I can faint. And it's not great, but you know, it is what it is. And there's not much I can do about it. See, this is the one thing. This car does not have enough power or enough gearing to get up hills properly without losing a bunch of speed. There we go. Now back in a fifth. And cruising down the highway. Looking for adventure. And whenever it comes our way. And it's fun. You know? And because I actually do enjoy driving. That's the one thing that if anybody knows me, they know that driving is one of my passions. It's a lot of fun. And like eventually I'd like to race this car. Not that I'm really going to win at 8%, it's just for fun. You know, go around a circuit track and then go down the quarter mile and see what I can do. But there are things about this car that I would need to fix before I can actually take it racing, period. I need to fix the battery hold down, because right now it's just a bungee cord, and I don't think that would fly. But I know a ratchet strap would be fine with them. It's just bungee cord is a no-no, so that's okay. I could definitely, you know, fix that just for them. I now have the dual spring throttle return springs for my carburetor, so that makes me in compliance. Apparently, because I haven't or that I have a manual, I do have a neutral safety switch, but I don't actually need the clutch to start the vehicle. We bypassed that because we did not have the correct wiring harness for that, so we just said screw it when we did the swap. You know, so, but I'm getting closer to be able to race this thing, which is nice. And because I think there's 2 more open race nights at my local track. Because it's very cheap. It's only like 20 or 40 bucks to get in. And, you know, you can race these all night. I have, not very often though. It's one of those things where, because of the way my health is and my energy levels and stuff, I work in limited capacities. But it's not that I haven't helped people, because I have. Like, actually, just south of where I am currently, last summer, I think it was, I helped a girl out that she posted in it was and she was asking for help on her F-150, and I just happened, or F-250, because it was a 460, and I just happened to be not that far away from her, and all I did was band-aid her car, because the problem was she had an automatic choke that wasn't working anymore. Her uncle, I think it was, or no, grandfather, that's what it was. Her grandfather started to work on doing a manual choke conversion, but it didn't, he never finished it. And after, when I got there, I could see why he didn't finish it, because there was not enough cable there to actually reach the choke. So, unfortunately, that's the problem with some of these universal kits, is that they don't always give you enough material. But, you know, that's one of those things. So, all I did for her, because, you know, I fiddled around and figured out that was the problem. Because as soon as you started it and then gave it throttle, it would close the choke, meaning that the choke was not set correctly and that the automatic choke was failing. So I just zip tied her choke open, and I told her, like, okay, this is the problem. You will be able to drive it out of the storage yard that it's in right now with this. And she actually gave me like $60 for my time, so, which was nice, because I wasn't asking for payment from her, but she just decided to. Oh, I did not see this truck there with its hood up, broken down on the side of the road, which that is such a terrible spot to break down. Eesh. Right at the base of the bridge. But yeah, so it's not like I haven't done that. At times, you know, like I will be helping out a friend of mine actually with his Subaru in the next couple of weeks probably, because he wants to do some exhaust modifications, and like I told him, I can't weld exhaust. I'm just not proficient enough to do it. My welding skills are okay, but they're not amazing. And he said, oh, that's okay. He was just going to use flex pipe and exhaust clamps. It's like, okay, I can help you with that, but if you want any welding done via your exhaust, you're hooped. Because I can weld, just not on exhaust. Well, yeah, I try and help people out as much as I can. Even, like, my whole prerogative of this channel, I have 3 prerogatives. To have fun, to document my progress on vehicles, and to also help out others. That is my entire sort of mantra with this channel. So, and there's even, oh hey, that's my friend. I know her. That was so awesome to see it. I don't know if she saw me. I'll have to message her to say, hey, I just saw you in Red Deer. What time is it? What time is it? Okay, it's 7:04. Okay, I'll have to remember that time. Because, yeah, she is such an awesome woman. I love her. We haven't seen each other in quite a while. Her name is Alexandra. She drives a 370Z Roadster that happens to be with a pink wrap on it, and she has a carbon fiber hood, and she has a couple other modifications onto it, and it's just awesome. She's so colorful, she's full of energy, and she's awesome. I love her. But yeah, I don't know if she saw me. Maybe she did, but I'll find out, I guess. It's too bad I didn't have this flip the other way, and, you know, seeing what I'm actually seeing, because then, yeah, I could have cropped that out and sent her a quick little thing to say, hey, I spotted you. But yeah, it just, her car puts a smile on my face. because it's like a little uncomfortable to ride in because I have ridden in it. Eventually, like she told me that I could drive it at some point, and we just haven't come up with a time that I can actually do that and review her car. She also wants to put a supercharger on it and just make it just kind of a unique, badass vehicle, which it already is unique being a pink wrapped 370Z, but you know, it's fun. Yeah, no, it's just such a lovely time. I'm just in a good mood. You know, cruising down the highway, having a good time, chatting with y'all, which, if there's anything anybody wants to talk about in the chat, you know, just comment, and I will answer it if it's not inappropriate, because I've gotten some of those weird, inappropriate comments at times. I don't tolerate it, so bear in mind, you make a weird, inappropriate comment, I will bash you, 100%. There we go, just rant that's going through, you know, Red Deer now, and yeah, so once I get just south of Bowden, I'll be turning into Olds, and by that point, once I'm doing that, I will actually end the live stream, because signal strength is going to be dodgy as I start to get closer to home, so it'll just be in and out constantly with this, but, you know, it's a fun time. But although, if there's nothing else, I will actually just end the live stream here, because, you know, because I wouldn't mind listening to music myself, to be honest. But that's how it goes. Actually, yeah, I will end the live here, so thank you all so much for, you know, coming out and supporting me and watching this live stream. I do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to everybody who commented, and also, right now, there is a live stream going on Paul the Fox's channel, so go check it out. If it's still going on by the time I get home, I will stop in, but I don't know. His lives typically don't go for very long, so we'll see. Plus, there's a giveaway happening and stuff like that on his channel too, so. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.